Boyfriend, 24M, was the best man for his cousin's wedding, 26M, and disrespected me. Hello everyone, waving hand, medium light skin tone. So my boyfriend was the best man for his cousin's wedding. Originally, they had a bachelor party set up to go to Myrtle Beach. I thought this was a wonderful idea. My boyfriend made sure to stress to me that they weren't going to the strip club. I felt pretty relieved by that. The trip never happened because of scheduling for his cousin and his friends. Moving forward to the day before the wedding, my boyfriend, the best man, planned a last-minute bachelor trip for his cousin and the friends that consisted of an Airbnb, go-karts, and the strip club. I was furious but respected the decision because it's such a traditional thing to do. It wouldn't be that bad, right? Wrong. So we get to the wedding day, and my boyfriend won't even look me in the eye. Something felt off. He cried during the ceremony, which I expected, and for his whole best man speech. That is when I knew something was wrong. Don't get me wrong. Nothing is wrong with being emotional, but every little second just seemed odd. Come to find out, my boyfriend asked to talk to me after the wedding. I agreed and he told me this. He said they went to the strip club and one of the strippers recognized him because he had another Airbnb reserved for later that month for us for an event that we wanted to attend. I thought this was so strange how she recognized him. I don't believe that at all. I get your profile picture on Airbnb shows who you are, but to recognize someone in the strip club is wild to me. Then, my boyfriend said that he was interested in her lifestyle. He then proceeded to tell me he wanted to know what the fast life was about. What does that even mean? After that, my boyfriend and all the guys went to Waffle House and the woman that is a stripper texted him, asking what they were doing next. I thought this was odd too, because why would an Airbnb host go out of their way to text someone? So, I guess they are all talking at the Waffle House at this point, and the woman asks my boyfriend if she wants to come with him. He says yes. He gets in the car with her and she is already asking for sex. He tells me he says no but still engages in conversation with her. She takes him to her apartment where she tries to have sex with him again. He apparently says no and she gets mad. He claims he was there for no more than 10-15 minutes before the guys came and picked him up. After all of this, they apparently drove back home to prepare for the wedding? All in all, this was a huge boundary crossed for me. It does not add up, and my boyfriend will not answer my questions without getting defensive. He said he just wants us to get back to normal. How can I? You agreed and went to a stranger's house. You could have gotten hurt or killed, but you wanted to know what the fast life was like. Yay, right. We have been together for 3 years and never had an issue until this situation. He wanted to know what the fast life was like, so he went to a stripper's apartment to talk to her. For 15 minutes? Bro, I'm sorry, but that's the dumbest story I've ever heard. Your BF sounds like an idiot at best. An idiot and a cheater at worst. I'm sure you can do better. You are getting trickle truth and his story is holier than Swiss cheese. There are a lot of things which don't add up. Have you questioned the other guys about what happened? Dump the liar. Trust is gone. Girl, if you believe his story, I got oceanfront property to sell you in Idaho. They had sex. Dump him. You know he cheated. We know he cheated. Cut your losses now, because this will happen again if you forgive and move on. Ask your BF for his bank statements. See how much he pulled out that night or on his credit cards. You might find your answer there. Dump him and get a STD screening. Lots of red flags here. He is trickle-truthing you and can't look you in the eyes because he betrayed you. He definitely paid money to bang that stripper. OMG. That isn't even a plausible story. He's lying out of his ass. At least he could make up something that's believable and not try to insult your intelligence. I think I'd be more furious at the thought he'd expect me to believe something so ridiculous. Of course he had sex with her. I'd imagine some of the others maybe did as well. If not her, then with others. As someone else has mentioned, he's trickle-truthing you. You'll probably get the truth eventually, but it's going to be a slow process. He's cheated and he's crying because he's now feeling guilty about it. I'm not going to touch the car and apartment stuff, BC. I think you know some sexual activity and cash were exchanged, but he said he would respect your feelings about strip clubs and then went to one anyway. That's a guy that values his friends and their opinions over your relationship. Why would his friends let him do this? I'm guessing there were more girls and more of his friends involved. Don't you hate it when someone thinks you're so dumb they don't even put any effort into coming up with a decent lie? Just stitch together some excuse and run with it? Your man got inebriated, decided he just had to have that, whomever, and did, had buyer's remorse the next morning when he semi-sobered and remembered you. Then came up with, truly, one of the worst lies I've heard since ever. You might want to suggest he go get tested for STDs. They had sex. All the guys know they had sex. He is trying to spin a different story because he knew it would come out. And the reason he was crying was because he realized he would never get to marry you because he cheated on you with a stripper. Do not have sex with your boyfriend again, and please get yourself a full STD panel, because once a cheater, always a cheater. Honestly, the nice lady from the strip club offered to show him her Pokemon cards. He reluctantly went with her because he really wanted more waffles, but he ain't somebody to pass up the chance to view, not play with, some special Pokemon cards. Unfortunately, he didn't get to play with the Pokemon cards because it was raining. I have been drinking, but I still don't see a difference between my story and the story he gave you. Yeah, he definitely had sex with a hooker. There is no way that story is accurate. It makes no sense. He is trying to cover up for something. I'm 80% sure he had sex with her, whoever she is. If he didn't have sex with her, he did something close enough. So his story is BS. That's obvious. And you know him enough to be able to try and figure out what may have actually happened. My guess. He's somehow stumbled across this person via social media or while booking the Airbnb and has been communicating with her for a bit. The ideal opportunity to meet her came up with the last-minute bachelor party which he organized, and in which he included the visit to the strip club. So they get there, meet as planned, and he's all in on hooking up with this person. He leaves with her and his mates say they'll wait at the Waffle House for him to be done. Once at her place, he either does the deed and leaves, or has a sudden realization that he's going to cement the cheating, or he has performance anxiety and can't finish what he started. Now he's picked up by his friends and one of them says, "Dude, you suck. Tell your GF or I will." So he comes to you with the performative contrition and BS story and wants to go back to normal. So he doesn't actually have to face what he did, admit the truth, or hold himself accountable for lying and cheating. He can go back to his friend and say, "I told her so you don't have to," and it's all good, while telling you that you won't get a different story from the friends. I suspect you won't get a different story from them from the most part unless you find the guy who wanted him to tell and make it clear what you were told. The guy might still say, "Ooh, okay, why," and then go back to BF with another, "You suck." You know these people. How plausible does any of the above sound? Forgive him or don't, but do not believe for even 1 second that all they did was talk flushed. If he said that he tripped and accidentally penised a stripper's vagina, I would buy that ahead of this week's sauce story.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.